Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. As we are going through the book of Numbers, we are in a section right now, chapter 7, actually, that is the longest chapter in the first 5 books of the Bible. And as I read this today, you'll see that I'm not going to read, all the 89 verses of this book. We're going to start out in verse 10, and I'm going to read a short section of it. The reason I'm not reading the whole thing is because it's about the 12 tribes and the gifts they gave for the dedication of the tabernacle. And you're going to see it's the same thing, okay? But we need to point out, God laid this out and wrote all and had it all written out because each of those gifts was important, okay? So it's not something we just ignore like, they gave the same thing over and over again, okay? Just like, let's say you're at a birthday party and you get, let's say, you get a gift and you want to go to the Bahamas and you have 12 friends and 12 friends come along and they're like, well, we can't buy him, tickets to the Bahamas. So let's all chip in and let's give him $100. So first friend comes along, he gives me $100. The second friend comes along, he gives me $100. All 12 friends give me $100, which $100, which equals $1,200, and now I can go to the Bahamas. And so I am grateful to each one of them, and I will write a thank you note to each one of them. And I won't go, you gave me the same thing. Why'd you give me the same thing? And forget about it. No, each thing was important. And in the same way, God is saying each of these offerings is important. It all is part of the dedication of the tabernacle. So let's read here today. I'm going to start in chapter 7 of Numbers. We're going to start in verse 10. All right. It says, the leaders also presented dedication gifts for the altar at the time it was anointed. They each placed their gifts before the altar. The Lord said to Moses, let one leader bring his gift each day for the dedication of the altar. Okay, so you had each of these tribes, and for 12 consecutive days, they brought their gifts. Okay, so one person each day. So on the first day, this is verse 12, Nashon, son of Amminadab, leader of the tribe of Judah, presented his offering. All right. Verse 13, his offering consisted of silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and the silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds. Okay. That's a lot of weight. All right. We don't measure things in silver and gold in pounds because a lot of the stuff is like in carats. It's a much smaller scale. But this was so much they were weighing it in pounds. Okay. And actually it was probably like the shekel, not pounds, but we've converted it to that in this translation. And it says, as measured, the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull and a ram and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 1-year-old male lamb. This was the offering brought by Nashon, son of Amminadab. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Verse 18 will go on, and it will talk about Nathaniel, son of Zuar, and he's the leader of the tribe of Issachar. You're going to see he gives the same exact thing. And then we go into verse 24. Elab, son of Helon, leader of the tribe of Zebulun, presents his offering. Does the same thing. So for 12 days, they do the same thing. All right. And we conclude, we go to the end of the chapter, which is several pages away, where it says in verse 89, whenever Moses went out into the tabernacle to speak with the Lord, he heard the voice speaking to him from between the 2 cherubim above the ark's cover in the place of atonement that rests on the ark of the covenant. The Lord spoke to him from there. Okay. So it concludes with, all these guys, leaders of these tribes, given their gifts. Okay. And the reason why this is important is because each offering is important to God. Whatever you give to God, it's important to God. All right. And it was important. All these things were duplicates, but they were all necessary and they were all important to God. So whatever you give to God is important to God. You might have only $5. You give it to God, it's important to God. Okay. You might be loaded with, $1 million. It's important to God, and he appreciates that. All right. So each offering is important to God. Thank you for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Numbers. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.